Today, Bridgewater gets a massive transportation upgrade. Passenger rail is finally here with 3 new stations and connections to neighboring towns. We'll carve out the groundwork for a future downtown skyline, laying roads, rails, and bridges. There's a brand new custom highway interchange going in, and we're integrating subway service into a historical train station. We'll launch our first tram lines and wrap things up with 2 fresh bus routes to serve industry. Let's go! So the first thing I'm doing here is I'm removing that placeholder road around that mountain. I actually increased the size of some of the hills from episode 1. I thought I might put another park in there, but we've already got a big park on the right side there. So I think we're going to repurpose that hill for some kind of housing development, something really cool that would get really good views of the whole city. And the next thing I'm doing is extending this canal here. I want this to be a city of bridges, but also canals. So I thought, wouldn't it be cool to connect the middle canal in the city to the other side of the river there. So just trying to space it out 6 squares and then get a perfectly 45-degree angle, because these of course would be in real life man-made and engineered, so you'd see them having a pretty good symmetry and good engineering. And in the latest patch, I see we got some quay walls and some piers, which is really cool. I'm excited to get to use those. But I'm not going to do that here. I'm just going to use the old quay wall technique. With the new quay walls, I noticed they don't have railings. And I don't think that would be super realistic in an area like this in the middle of town. We wouldn't want people falling into the water. I think at some point we're going to design a waterfront where we take advantage of those quays and the piers. Over here, we're just sticking with what we know works. I'm actually very excited to get building on both sides of this new canal. On the southeast side, I think I want to put in some kind of housing development there and put some good apartment buildings on the hillside. Those would be excellent views, and we'll get some more density in. And then on the north side of the quay, I think that's going to make for a perfect downtown. At least that'll be our first downtown. There might be another one along the way that's more grand. But for now, I think we got to get in some skyscrapers and make this looking like an actually major city. So first thing we do is we put in this major arterial here that's going to connect to the major arterial that has been sneaking its way, or rather going straight through town. And it's going to carry a lot of traffic. I just love building bridges, especially when it's these massive high ones that need to go over the ship lanes. They have to be 40 meters, I believe, high in order for the ships to clear. And that's kind of why I chose this map. It was a lot of water, right? And I knew from the beginning, hey, we're going to need a lot of bridges for going to connect everything up. And it makes for a really exciting build, because now we're not just sort of gridding things out, but we have to be intelligent about how we connect things and giving ourselves enough space to have a shallow grade that will allow the cars and the trains to get up there. And I'm building a second bridge over on this side because I think it would be fun to split that arterial from the roundabout there and actually connect another highway interchange on the right side. And then we'll do a second one in a later episode up where we built the first bridge. And I'm going to pause it here just as the ship's passing underneath so I can see exactly what kind of height that we need. And then I'm going to use Move It to adjust all the nodes along the bridge and the road leading up to it to make sure it's just as high as it needs to go and not extra. So here we go with the new highway interchange. I don't know if I'm putting in too many interchanges. I probably am, certainly am for a city of this size, but I'm planning for massive growth and massive expansion. And so I know in real life, they can often space out interchanges about every kilometer or every mile. And so I'm trying to be a little bit realistic in that sense and make sure that we have no traffic issues, because I know traffic issues can kill a city in this game, and we don't want any of that. So we're just overbuilding it for now because, hey, it's fun. So now it's time to do a little bit of work on the downtown. This is going to be where we put in our historic train station, which is really going to become the cornerstone of downtown's transportation network. It's going to determine where all the roads go, where the rails go, and I've decided to give this downtown a little bit of a tiered effect, so it'll be on 2 levels, maybe more, but we'll see. I haven't figured it out in my head just yet, but I wanted to get in the big beats like the rail, the roads, to make sure I know and just generally where things are going, and then in future episodes we'll figure out all the little details. I just love this historical train station. I think it makes for the perfect asset for our downtown. It's going to show that there's a little bit of history here. I'm really not sure which expansion pack or which update this came from. If you know, can you let me know in the comments, please? So here's a little trick that I learned from, I don't know where anymore, but what you can do with the Better Bulldozer is delete the individual lines on a train station and replace it with a subway line, so that this is not just now a train station, it's also a hub for trains and subway. And I've actually forgotten to put in the stations. You do need to use a special platform track for this, which I'll go and fix it back off camera. But once you put in your station tracks, you can then add the stops manually, and it functions as a normal subway station. Now, I know these train stations are fairly close together, and maybe that's not entirely realistic, but I also don't care. I just wanted this to be a fun, high transit area, and I thought, you know what, let's get in one more train station here, because we're going to have a lot of new housing in this area, and I want to make sure that we've got enough capacity. And hey, it's just way more fun having more trains involved, right? So all I'm doing here is using Move It to move this suspension bridge over top of the other rail bridges. It's only for an aesthetic effect. I mean, this suspension bridge is actually not being used, which is why we've got those flashing little disconnected lines there, but it'll look good. I absolutely had to grade separate the rows and the rails, and what that means is that we're not letting the road cross at the same level as the rails. In a downtown like this, there'd be far too much traffic, and we don't want to have some kind of rail crossing where cars would have to wait for the trains to move. Probably a lot of trains as well, so I could see that leading to a traffic nightmare. And so we are putting the roads underneath the rails, and that seems to make a lot of sense. Had to slightly rebuild these highway bridges because they were just too low. The ships were actually clipping into them. And when I made them the same height as the other ones I built earlier in the episode, it got all wonky. So we have to just back it off and rebuild some of these roads. And then we're going to put a train bridge at the same level in the same style, because I think it's really important to connect ourselves to outside neighbors. You know, it's a lot of fun to see all these trains going back and forth. And in real life, that would be important too, to connect all the passenger connections and the cargo connections. We got to move the people, we got to move the goods. I decided to upgrade this highway interchange for two reasons. So the first one is just to future-proof the city. I want to be able to have the highway extend south from here, and so this cloverleaf interchange makes a lot of sense. And the second reason is it's also designed in a way that the left to right highway segments are elevated, and so that will allow me to get my rail bridge underneath, or my rail underneath the bridge. And so that'll allow us to make one more connection to an outside, to another city. Made a lot of sense to me that because we have the train lines running through this industrial area anyway, we might as well put in a small industrial train station. And that way you can move a lot of passengers between the residential area of the city and this major job hub, right? So we're going to put in one of the Taigon's rail infrastructure pack train stations. I thought it was definitely time for the city to get a tram network because we have such high density downtown in these super blocks, and yeah, buses might serve the population for a time, but let's think ahead and let's get some high capacity transit, which is, in this case, it's light rail. So we're going to put in just, basically it's one route that goes in opposite directions, but at least it's a start. So here I've turned on the jobs overlay while I'm putting down bus stations so I can see just, as best I can, putting the bus stations close to where the jobs are. And then this line's going to tie into the end of the tram line. I didn't want to extend the tram line all the way into the industrial area because that's a lot of rails into the roads. It would be a lot of infrastructure. And it's going to extend the line too far for such high capacity mode of transportation. So I thought a bus route would be a lot smarter for this area. And this second industrial bus route is going to go in the opposite direction, perpendicular to the other one. It's going to be a lot longer, but it's also going to serve double duty, which is serving the north side of this residential neighborhood. And we're going to tie it right into the downtown bus station so that hopefully we get more passengers using it. Well, how do you think it turned out? And what do you want to see next in this city? Let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you want to support more content like this, you can visit my Patreon site. There you can get the save game for each episode of the city, Bridgewater. That way you can explore every last detail on your own. Thank you so much to everyone who has supported me with a like, a follow, or more over the years. It's this kind of support that makes these videos possible. I'll leave you with some cinematics, and we'll see you in the next episode.